Here I'm going to show you the emasculation work and the crossing activity in plant breeding when we are doing our hybridization work in rice. Before we are going to make crossing activity, we have to prepare materials for use. So we should have the pentel pen, blank ink, then a pencil, and then a improvised tag, and a scissor for emasculation, and of course forceps, which is very is elongated and pointed. So these are the materials that we're going to use for our crossing activity. The first thing, of course, is you should know the objective of why are you doing this, and the second thing is you enumerate or you list down the cross that you want. That is to say, the female and the male parent that you're going to use. Okay, in this example, crossing work normally is done in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, so that there is no pollination or selfing from the plants, from the female plant. And then it is important that we get the identity of the female. For example, here you will notice here that this plant is N6 RC222, which is the female parent, and it was collected today, April 25, 2018, from the source, which is the crossing block 024. This is the plot number. So it is very important that you know and identify the female parent that you want. And then you should choose the right stage of the stage of the plant where you will emasculate. That means to say that from this female parent, you will emasculate or you will take out the pollen to prevent self-pollination. Okay, so this is the right stage of the plant that you're going to emasculate. It should not be flowering like this one, because it has already undergone self-pollination, and especially this one, there's no way to select this panicle. But here is the correct stage where maybe a little of the panicle is showing up or can be easily seen, and then you select this and you take out the plug lip entirely so that all the panicles will be exposed. Okay, so we are now exposing the whole panicles. Then you cut them, the lip sheets. Okay. Then after doing that, because rice is self-pollinated and we say it's cleistogamous, that means to say that it can fertilize or do pollination when the flower is not yet open. So that's a characteristic of a cleistogamous plant. So it can pollinate even if the floret is closed. So what we are going to do to make sure that they have not been pollinated and fertilized, so we will remove the topmost portions, so that we are assured that they have not been fertilized yet or have not been pollinated yet. So we remove the topmost portion, okay, and the lowest portion, which we know that it is still very young to pollinate and may not be able to produce seeds later on when we pollinate it with other parent. Okay, so we remove the very young spikelets because they are not yet capable of pollination and fertilization. Okay. So actually we just leave the middle part or the middle portion of the panicle, and that's the right stage where you can emasculate. Sometimes it takes time because you have to make sure that you will have a very good success in your emasculation and pollination work to produce more seeds later on. Okay, I think this will be enough. So we just add another, we cut the topmost portion. So from this we can see that this is only the middle part of the whole panicle, which are capable of pollination and self-fertilization and cross-pollination. So the next thing that we should do is to cut the individual spikelets into half, exposing a little of the anthers, because that's what we're going to take out. So after cutting them into half, slanting position, okay, so there are two ways where we can emasculate the flower of a rice plant. One is by manual. So as we know, rice floret has 6 anthers and 2 stigma. So we should be able to remove the 6 anthers, okay, like that, leaving no anthers inside your floret. So this is, we remove already the 6 anthers, so this now becomes a real female. So no more anthers. You will see the 2 stigma. Okay, then you proceed to another floret. So you remove the anthers again. So the second way to remove the anthers is by sucking. So this machine is a vacuum type machine which can suck the anthers in the flower. So this is very easy because you just put on top this nozzle on your floret, and then it sucks the pollen inside the flower. So when the full emasculation, that means to say we remove already the pollen from this emasculated flower, then we put the name of the variety, again NCRC222, and the date of emasculation, which is 04/25/2018, and this will be your female parent. So you put it here with the date and the variety name, the date, and of course it is a female, so this becomes her tag. After emasculation and putting all the tag, then you cover it with a plastic bag. This is done so that there will be no pollen from other plants or from the same plant that will go to your emasculated flower. So you will put this just like that, and then all the tags, and then the cover, which will be from afternoon till morning. So it is covered to prevent self-pollination and cross-pollination from other plants or from the plant itself. Then the following morning, so it will be April 26, you will collect panicles of the male parent. In this case, we have here the NCRC 402. So usually this is collected in the morning. So you will collect the panicles which are ready for pollination. So this is normally done at 9 o'clock in the morning, so that the flowers here will shed the pollen. After you collect the male, you remove, of course, the other plants should not be flowering also. You remove this so that they will not pollinate when you do artificial pollination, because some of them are flowering. So you normally remove all of this. Okay, so when all those things are removed, then you open it again, then try to pollinate it like this. So the pollen should land on the female emasculated flower. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Then you put it again. And then towards, you put the date, which is 04/26/2018. So this is the date when you pollinate your flower. Then observe this for 3 weeks. So when cross-pollination is successful, the seeds will come out of the spikelet, which is color brown. We call it naked seeds because there is no hull to cover it. So they will, after 3 weeks, a brown color seed will emerge from this spikelet, and then that will be the seed. That means this is the F1 seed or the F1 naked seeds. So after 21 days or 3 weeks, you will harvest your F1. So that becomes your F1 generation or first filial generation of the cross between 222 and N6RC404. So that completes the emasculation and the pollination work for hybridization in plant breeding.